me, definitely it's an opportunity to show Mexico that people that have disabilities have tremendous ability in many aspects of sports, and also to show that the culture that we need to change our city a little bit more to make it more accommodating towards having more ramps and having bathrooms that are more accessible. Right now we're looking at hotels that need to be more accessible so that people, when they come with their families to the Parapan American Games, there'll be opportunities for them to stay at the hotels also. I grew up in California. I was born here on Lake Chapala, but when I was about 8 years old, we moved to California in a place called Santa Barbara. It's north of Los Angeles, and I've always come back to my hometown here every year, either in the summertime or like in the winter break. So every year I've always had a ways to return always back to my roots, which is only like a 2-hour flight, so it's not a big deal. So I'm always glad that I was able to come back and always keep my identity, my roots here in Guadalajara. It's really interesting. The most thing that I miss about is taking a bath. There aren't any baths here, there's showers only. But back in the States I have a bathtub, and whenever I go home, the first thing I do is to go take a bath, because I love taking long baths. Oh yeah, all my family, I have 9 brothers and sisters, and they all live in Santa Barbara. So it's really interesting because now when I go back to the place I used to live, it's like going to a resort, it's a vacation, because it's a beautiful place in Santa Barbara. It's a beautiful place where people go from all over the world to visit there, and it's just interesting to go back now and feel like a visitor rather than somebody that's going back home. I studied at the University of California at Santa Barbara. I got my biology major there, and then in 2005 I finished my master's at the University of Georgia in economics. Well, definitely I think being with my friends to the Paralympics in Barcelona, and then later on, 3 years later, we went to Frankfurt in Germany to win again the World Championship, and that was very special. I mean, we stayed together for about 4 years, all of us that were on the same team, and so we went through a lot of work together, and it was very nice. Yeah, we can do that actually. If you haven't played for another country, I think it's 3 years, then you're eligible to play for something. Because I have double citizenship, so I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm still part of the U.S. Paralympic Academy. It's an academy we have coaches that are having past Paralympians, and we go all over the world at different times to show the young people how to behave, how to prepare for the big tournaments. I think that's one of the big things that we need to do here in Mexico is we need to start with the young kids and take them to different events, so that when they get to the big events like the Paralympics, they won't all of a sudden hit them like a ton of bricks. It's a big event, So, for example, in 2004 we went to Athens. We actually stayed in Europe for 6 weeks. Not only in Athens, but we went to France. We went to Düsseldorf in Germany, and a lot of other places, Italy, Rome. And in 2008 was my last trip with the U.S. Paralympic team, which was in Beijing. And before we went to Beijing, we actually went to a tournament in Shanghai. But those are long trips. It's 26 hours to get over there, so it's quite a trip. But I'm glad that I did it. But right now I'm semi-retired from that. I told them that I'm not available because I'm living now here in Mexico right now. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of my friends are going to be on the team, on the U.S. team, so I already know practically everybody on the team. So it's going to be kind of different to be on the other side of the fence this time. But I'm really glad, because that's what my goal was 4 years ago, and I'm really glad that I'm able to reach that goal now. Absolutely. Lake Chapala, Guadalajara, all of the area here is fantastic. I know that there's been a lot of press about how things are bad here in Guadalajara or Mexico in general, but I would say that there's problems everywhere. But I think there's going to be a lot of security here, and people are going to feel like they're going to be welcome here, and they're going to have a good time. And I would especially invite people to go to Lake Chapala, because the town of Ajijic and Chapala meccas for people that are from the States and from Canada. And so you'll meet a lot of people here from there and have a good time.